Right, so game number 4, and so I think it's currently 2-1 to the side of Mad. So if they win this, they win it all. I don't know who actually wins that. 2-1. We do get the Viego first pick. Again, that'll get responded with the Zinzar. They banned the Rise. But, I mean, because the TF really didn't look as good. So, I mean, is Humanoid a little bit of a Rise 1 trick? Who knows? So we get the Viego. We'll probably get the Zinzar return. And Ashe is also a very, very good early pick, due to the fact it sets up so much for your team. And, you know, that ultimate is just very, very good. Also, E is super valuable. That E, giving so much range, like vision, is very, very strong. Seraphine, so this is also a flex pick too, so this could go into either mid or bot lane. We do see the Triss come out for Reckless again. I mean, a little bit of a Triss one trick, but she is very, very good. She's also not too bad into Ashe as well, because Ashe usually kind of spaces and has range against so many kind of laners, but Triss has that gap closer, so it doesn't really matter. The range isn't as big of a factor. So they do have the Ashe and the Lee Sin. Oh, they did go with the Seraphine actually. They just took the Lee Sin, so I didn't actually realize that. So here, to be honest, they just want to. I mean, Braum. I mean, I like the Ashe Braum. I think it's a very, very good lane, and I think their comp is solid right now. Although I feel like this isn't their style, due to the fact that before, now what they want to do actually is they want to ban Leona and they want to ban Alistair, and now Braum will have a very, very good time inside the bottom lane. But one of the biggest things is the fact that they the Rakan is fine as well. So Rakan and Leona, they have to ban Leona away. For the side of G2 Esports, they're going to be banning just topside champs, so the TF is probably going to be gone. Oh no, TF is already gone, my bad. So just count as for the Syndra, so the Akali comes through. Maybe we see an Echo ban, just to kind of keep the Syndra safe in lane, just because Cats is performing out of his mind. He's doing really well, and he needs as much carry potential as he can get. And we do see the GP ban, which is okay. I think that's fine. So the Malphite ban, I'm not sure about that, but so what we probably see here is, I mean, TF is banned. The Victor, okay. I feel like Victor has a fairly oppressive laning phase, but then in the mid game he falls off massively until he gets to a few items, which when he does, ooh, so we actually see the Jace come out. This is going to be a Jace top lane, and we get the Rel with the Triss, which I discussed in the previous game is a extremely good combination. And you know, it's fairly good at getting on top of the Ashe as well, due to the fact of how the W works. And one of the big things, we do see the Wukong coming out as well for Amut, so we'll see how he kind of wants to play this. Now this is kind of like a weird matchup, because the Wukong, he can't really play it as cheesy. If Jace plays it properly, you can't just run him down at level 1 and just kill him, which is what you do on a lot of kind of matchups as Wukong. So I'm interested to see how Amut's going to play this. We saw over in LPL that, I can't remember what team it was. Was it EDG? Or was it FPX? I think it was FPX. It was Naguri. Yeah, Naguri in game 3 of FPX versus WE. The Wukong tried this cheesy level 1 strat where he runs him down, and the Jace just killed him, and then they ended the game off that. So that can happen. So I'm curious to see how Amut's going to play, considering he's a guy that's kind of known for Wukong, but his laning phase is so solid that it's really, really doesn't really matter too much. So we are, there's a lot of attention going to be on this top side as well by both junglers, I think, purely because, I mean, actually, Lee Sin has so much setup in bot side that he might actually just red, blue, Gromp bot, which is pretty good considering, you know, if Tristana has to use a W. Or one of the things you can do is you can actually get bot lane as Tristana's about to turn level 2. So if she decides to jump in, then that's, you know, it's really, really good for you, because if you're there at the right time, you can punish it. This is one of the big things with Trist. If you're there at the right time to punish it, then it's so hard to play. It's one of the things that you do with a lot of junglers, even on stage. I remember when even on a stage game, when somebody picked Tristana into me, I literally just went Sejuani and literally just camped the hell out of bot lane. I just tilted them off the face, and then we ended up winning the game off it. So here we can see this kind of trade coming through again. These Qs, that auto does kind of pull the minion aggro though, which is a bit of a shame. But if you would have just keep using Qs there, then we would have done a lot. Now obviously the Victor is pushing, the Victor is did space well to get away from it, but either way. Now one of the big things here is obviously Ashe bot lane is very, very oppressive in the early game. And once she gets that first auto or W on you to get the frost on you, she then does a massive amount of damage on subsequent attacks. So this allows her to be very, very aggressive early. Now this is really nice to see actually how Amma is respecting the Jace a lot more in this lane, much more than WE's top laner did anyway. There we go. I had to do a bit on the spreadsheet. So here the Viego is going to path away from bot side. Lee Sin's going to path into bot side. This is because the Viego wants to try and get a lot of pressure here, especially on this mobile mid laner. So a transitional gank is really big. Caps does miss that though. You can only feel sorry for the guy. I bet he's super tilted considering the games that have just been played, and you know, considering the amount of really messy plays. Now Jankos is going to help to just kind of crash this wave in so the Caps can get a reset, because it is quite low on HP. So this is really, really good jungling from the side of Jankos. He is kind of giving away a lot of his time and a lot of his tempo inside the jungle, but it doesn't matter anyway. Lee Sin is very, very strong. Now one of the things with Lee Sin is you can skip wolves and then do Gromp Blue at the same time, and then that means that you do get to Scuttle Crabs on time. But if you're not really under any threat, then you can just go and clear the walls after, and that's completely fine. It's kind of how you want to look to clear on Lee Sin, especially considering his E, after it got buffed, so it's on a lower cooldown. You can use it very, very easily on both Blue and Gromp, which means you can clear him in the first one. Now, Lee Sin has so much sustain in his kit as well, and Smite also gives so much that you're never really in any danger here. Reckless getting caught here, though. Mickey getting caught as well. Oh my lord. I feel like Mickey has got caught over and over and over, and it's kind of one of the biggest things that's keeping this team back, to be honest. It's crazy. So, I mean, fairly slow game. Nothing crazy happening. Both teams just want to play out their comps. I mean, Armor is going a little bit aggressive there. And this is one of the reasons why the Wukong isn't very good into the Jace, and this is why you need help from your jungler to play it. Purely because, like you saw there, oh, he does manage to actually get that. Oh, and Armor flashes forward as well, does die to the tower. Every time the tower hits, it ramps up in damage, so after a while, it'll just do so much to you. Humanoid is going to get run down by Caps, though. Never mind. Caps just wants to take the good trade, but now the E has come out. Now, Jankos is here too. One of the reasons why Caps wanted to back out is so that Jankos would be able to get a range to help him. But top lane, the thing is, the Jace has to use his TP to get back to lane there, due to the fact that Armor took the trade when the wave was pulling into him, which means then when the jungler came and actually got the kill, it ended up in a kind of position where the wave was coming back into a safe location. And one thing I would have liked to see from Lee Sin is a regank into top lane. Just because, you know, like, this wave's in a good spot, you've just ganked, you've just got their TP. If you gank again, like, even if you do lose some pressure at bot side, it's still very good for you. But okay, the replay just completely got cut off. Right now they're trying to get this kind of bot dive right now. Kaiser is very, very low, and he is going to die under the tower very, very easily. We see the heal come out, but he is just going to get jumped on, and now there's not really much that Kazi can do. Mickey does die to the tower though, and Rel gets both of the kills. Mickey. Like, why is he playing so poor? Like, he just got both of the kills and then traded a kill over as well. It's just very bad. It's just very bad because, you know, and now we get spotted as well. Oh my, this Ashe. Kazi, whoa, like, you're insane. Kazi. Okay, and Mickey's dead. Like, why is Mickey continuing to go to this play when he's already got spotted by the Ashe? Okay, is Elyoya going to follow that up? Jankos is there. He's not going to go for it. He does have his ultimate, but he doesn't want to commit that much for the support, and he didn't actually know that the Viego was there, so completely fine. It was actually good control play out of Elyoya there. One of the things with Lee Sin is there's a lot of kind of opportunities that you have to just kind of go crazy, and this is the thing that makes Jace very, very strong, is his W gives him max attack speed for 3 attacks, which is insane, crazy. So Reckless does jump onto Humanoid here, tries to get a lot of damage off, but the W does stop him, and now he's kind of done for. We see an ult come from Ashe across map. Is it going to hit anybody? It's not, but it does give them vision of where everything was, or if they could spot the jungler, to be fair. Another E coming through, again to grant more vision. He will actually manage to spot the Viego, I think. I think he managed to spot him recalling in that brush, which is very important information because now Ashe knows that she needs to get this wave crashed as soon as possible, because the Viego is going to be rotating into the bot side. Even though he doesn't have that blue buff, he's still going to be coming into that bot side, so she's going to push the wave in, reset, and now she's going to look to change her kind of lane assignment and go into mid lane to kind of restrict what this Tristana can do. We do have a TP coming in from Humanoid, just so that he can potentially freeze this wave back, I hope. I don't know. We're not going to see it. So I'm going a bit more aggressive on Wonder now. Now, at this point of the game, he can actually do a considerable amount of damage due to the fact that, you know, his Q does also shred through a massive amount of armor as well, which you don't really have that much at this point in the game. So, well, he hasn't bought any, so his armor is very, very low. So one thing that you can actually do here in the Jace matchup is, if you're this far behind, you can still go steel caps, because they'll still, like, be useful, especially considering they are 3 AD champions as well, so the resistances are very, very good too. So even though you don't get those lucidity boots for the kind of big damage and kind of the repeated EQs over and over and over, it's still really, really valuable. Now, we do see Soul Shoes for both of these mid laners. They are looking to go as aggressive as possible and do as much as they can in these kind of situations. We do get an ult from Caps, but just was not enough to kill Humanoid. He survives with these smallest amount of HP. Okay, but he just oversteps. He doesn't take into consideration the fact that Caps has flash, and Caps also doesn't know that there is also a point where you can walk through here and dodge both of the tower shots, which is a fun fact. You can find out the exact range if you go into practice tool, due to the fact that the tower ranges are shown and you can see exactly how to walk through. There's a very, very small gap. So overall, I mean, the game is looking okay for the side of G2, but I think the way that Mad has been playing this game is very, very scary. The thing is, I don't necessarily think Mad are an insane early game team just off watching this series alone. But when it does come to like mid game, they're very, very willing to just throw down everything for their team, which is very, very good, especially if you're not going to kind of play around that and you're not going to punch it. And if you're not going to punch it, Armor has never lost on Wukong. So here we can see this massive disruption that comes through on the Wukong. Caps ends up dying instantly, gets pretty much squashed. Jankos is caught by the Wukong as well. This fight is very, very hard winning for the side of Mad. They're just going to run them down. Lee Sin's going to keep W back and then Q him back in. Reckless does have to use his W to get out, but overall, like I said, these team fights are being played very, very clean by the side of Mad, and they have this huge kind of team fight play, especially considering they have the Braum. Now, one of the reasons as well why I do actually quite like that they took the Braum so early in the draft is because Braum does have this kind of ability to hard count Lee Sin. So if they don't want to ban it because they want it, but they want to save it, then they can't really draft it as easily. So taking it early, you know, means that the Lee Sin isn't going to get countered by it, which is very, very valuable. So the Viego does just really need to get resets to really do anything. Algoya manages to get that and sneak out. He doesn't actually see him. We are going to get a replay of this fight though. Jankos tries to go in and just get some camps, but he gets instantly punished. Caps just about dodges the Ashol, but the Wukong does jump straight on him, and it's very, very hard to actually get away from that due to the fact that he has a gap closer into the knockup, so can't even build tenacity against it. So the Rel does actually get an okay Alt W, but it just isn't enough. And now the problem is when you are unmounted as Rel, your movement speed is way, way slower. So it's just really, really terrible. So the Ash ult does go wide, doesn't manage to catch Mickey, unfortunately, which is quite funny considering I'm pretty sure he was unmounted there as well, which is, again, his movement speed is very, very low. So kind of unfortunate that he missed that. Now we do get a big fight in topside, but Kaiser can just instantly W away. Alyoya does manage to kick Jankos away as well, and we do see the TP come in from Armor. Is he going to go crazy? Rel does manage to kind of be a big disruption there, but she's just going to die instantly. It's just, I don't know, man. Wonder does just drop instantly. He's just playing terrible. Like, Wonder and Mickey, honestly, I feel like, obviously I haven't watched a massive amount of G2 games, and we're not going to be focusing in them, on them in this series. Just because it's not really worth focusing on them due to the fact they're not worlds, so it's not going to help us. But here we do see this kind of fight. The Braum manages to W back to the Lee Sin. The Lee Sin Braum combo is really good because both of them can jump to each other. So here we see that Wonder gets instantly popped in this situation due to the fact that he, you know, gets kind of caught by Armor because he kind of hesitates and tries walking back in. He could have got out of there otherwise. And then Mickey as well, because he's unmounted, he just dies. And this series has literally just been Wonder and Mickey just running it over and over and over. And it's really sad to see because Caps has been playing extremely well. Even Reckless as well has been playing great, I'm not going to lie. But they're just being held back by 2 players over and over and over. And it's okay when when Wonder's on a tank, it's like, okay, great, because, you know, he's on a tank. He'll still be useful. But when he's on Jace, like, Jace, you know, he's lethality, so you need to get as much lethality as early as possible and get as much damage early as possible so that you can, you know, pressure them out. So it's just really rough. I don't know, man. I think they're just griefing over and over and over. Like, even this game, they've got 6 out of the 7 deaths on 2 players. And, like it's not even like there's been context to them, like, kills, you know? Like, as a support, he's gone in and given his life so his ADC could get out, and that's why Reckless has 0 kills. Like, if that was a storyline, it'd be a little bit better, but it's not. Like, that's not what happened. He kind of just keeps inting. Like, he is going to pick up his Abyssal Mask, which is going to be massive for him, but the int over and over and over is just very hard to watch, to be honest. So there's only 4 teams ever won LEC. That's crazy. Alliance, god damn, that's one hell of a team. Back in the day. Back in the day, they were in the Swedish scene. But the fact they won LEC, where was it? Worlds? Oh wait, no. EU LCS 2014 with Wicked Shuck, Froggen, Tabs, Nymph and Leviathan. I mean, this was during Froggen's wonder years. Like, that guy was untouchable. Like, literally, you could not touch Froggen back in those days. Like, if you got a Nivea, the game was over. Like, you just lose. And the guy was just so good. So good. I remember the storylines would always be Faker versus Froggen, like, which is crazy to think of now, because Froggen's, like, I don't even know what he's doing. He currently shows he's a free agent, but he was on Dignitas Academy in 2020, but I don't think he's officially retired, but I don't think he's really playing for anybody right now. So, at this point in the game, like, I mean, Mad are gonna win. Like, the gameplay from the side of G2 is just so poor. It's just so poor. It's kind of sad to watch, because I think Yankos is playing very, like, even though he doesn't seem like he's playing well, he's playing well. Caps is also playing well, and to be honest, Reckless is too. He's 30 CS up, which obviously is Tristana into Ashe, but 30 CS up when his support is inting is very, very impressive. But we'll see what it goes to from here. Obviously, Mad do have a advantage. Alma literally drinking as he walks out of base, but pretty funny. This thing, I feel like Alma is just a good player all around. So now, I mean, this is the thing. Mad are just going to push this out and then rotate into the Baron. Now, even if G2 do get this dragon, if they're going to lose their mid inhib for it, it's just really not good. Like, what's Mickey doing? Like, why is he there? Like, and why is he engaging? Like, this guy is so tilted. Like, he's so tilted. It's tilting me how tilted he is. It's so sad. It's like here, see, like they're clearly like they're not in a position to fight. Like Armor is MIA, flanking them from behind, and I'm not sure what it was, whether it was a call to go in by G2 as a whole, or if it was just Mickey inting. I really don't know. It could be either. But like the quality of these games is so much lower. Like, considering we've been watching LCK and LPL now, there were mistakes in those games, but these ones are just such a lower quality. I dread to think what NA is going to be like. Because I feel like that's going to be somewhat similar as well. I mean, even worse, to be honest. But, I mean, I do think the good thing to take out of this is that Mad's topside is extremely powerful, and this is going to be a massive thing in Worlds. I am looking forward to seeing Armut versus people like Naguri. I think Armut Naguri is going to be one hell of a show, which obviously that's not really going to come until quarters or semis, but it's going to be worth it when it does. So the side of Mad now, Ash does have a shield bolt and Wit's End, which means she is just never really going to die to this Syndra due to the fact that she's so tanky off that. They're just going to look to use this Baron and push this in. They can take this down really, really quick due to the fact they have so many auto attackers. And also you have Wukong can use an auto, and then he can reset his auto with his Q as well. He also has Titanic, so if they walk close to this, they are going to take damage. It's not going to be substantial amounts of damage, but it's still damage nonetheless. They've got this inhib, which means now they're committing into looking to end the game out. They are in a game-ending position, in my opinion, so I think this inhib is a good call. They're just going to go and get complete control of vision in this area, just so that, you know, in 2 minutes' time they can't go to this dragon. But then they're just going to look to start pushing through mid as well. I would like to see Humanoid uses TP in top lane there, just to kind of keep that wave and then push it into the tower as well with Baron buff, but he didn't decide to go with it. Like, Jace is not going to be able to 1v1 him at this stage of the game. He's 1-1-5 with 2 items, and Jace's... He does also have 2 items, but his items are very, very cheap, and he isn't even on his Muramara yet. So it's like... He's not really going to kill him in that situation, but we shall see how it goes. So they're just gonna look to close the game out now. To be honest, they're so far ahead. 10k gold lead Obviously, Mad have been known to win off the enemy having a 10k gold lead, but the way this game's being played, the way that Mickey and Wonder are playing this game, there's just no room for it. This is the thing though, like, where would they go? So Caps and Yankos are re-signing. They played great, but where would Mickey and Wonder go? I mean, I think a lot of the middle of the pack teams could benefit from them, but I don't think like any of the prestigious orgs would look to replace their top for Wonder or their support for Mickey, to be honest. I mean, not if this is how their games have been all split. Obviously, this could just be a one-off, and I could just be like heavily biased because I'm only really watching this game. But overall, if this is what their entire split was like, well, that's probably one of the main reasons they didn't make Worlds, to be honest. Caps with a nice sidestep from the Ashe ult. They are just looking to try and do something, but nothing's going to really come out of it. There is a lot of minions pushing in bot lane right now, and they are just going to push this out. Mickey, again, walking into very dangerous positions, but Wukong is also pushing this top out right now, so they can potentially look to start sieging 2 inhibs at a time. Obviously, they don't really have a dragon win condition this game due to the fact that they haven't really prioritized them. They've just prioritized playing the map, playing fights. But they do have Baron coming up soon, which I don't think G2 are in any position to be fighting around this now. I don't know why they're showing these wards. I mean, they need moving, to be honest. Like, they're not really providing as much in this location now, and for the side of Mad, they need to be getting these control wards around this kind of Baron pit now, just so that they can start it freely whenever they want, due to the fact that there's no vision kind of in this area to spot them doing it. So they do just want to set up right now. We do have plenty of control wards for them. Everybody has a control ward except mid. I do think he should have probably just sold his Doran's ring to get control wards, but I can understand why he doesn't want to as well. It's still extra damage, and you know, it's still giving him something. But I think those control wards would be of a higher value at this stage of the game. So we have 2 control wards overlapping here, though. Like, I don't understand why. It's kind of weird. But as you can see, they just can't walk up into this Baron because they will die. If Armat's in one of these brushes and he jumps on them, they die. But now they've got Baron, they can just look to siege mid. Reckless does actually get mid prior, which is pretty important due to the fact that they now need to wait for another wave, which has just come out of the fountain right now. So it does kind of restrict a lot of their Baron push, which is a really, really big factor. Now the bottom inhib is still down, so they're just going to be looking to push the mid and top one just to end this game out. Now they're in a very, very dominant position, and they will be able to just end this easily. It's just a case of how long could G2 hold out, and can they maybe do something? I mean, if G2 did get like 5 kills right now and all like got funneled into Trist and she got all of these bounties, then maybe, but I feel like it's just way too... I mean, Mickey did actually... That was a okay engage, I guess, but he's just dead for it. They just flashed away. Double flashes from the Ashe and the Victor just to avoid that rel engage. It was kind of risky. I mean, he's trying to do whatever he can to win this game at this point. Like, there's not really that much that can be done. So, I mean, at least he's trying. They're going to actually just get this bottom inhib as well, and then potentially just keep sieging this top one. They do have that cannon minion, the siege minion, which does have a higher attack range than the tower, which means that it can hit the tower with Baron buff, where the tower can't hit the minion. So that's kind of what you look to do when you do have this Baron, is you don't really want to look to do anything too crazy, but at 25 minutes is a cannon in every single wave. So as soon as they kill one, there's another coming straight after. So this is what makes Baron super, super strong. Caps does try and kind of stop the minion, but he doesn't manage to do it. And they are just going to kind of run them down at this point. The inhib is the last one to take now, and they are going to get tripled. The Baron is getting very, very close to dropping off, though. It's nearly over. And yeah, we're just going to see now Bad reset. Armor will reset. I wouldn't mind Humanoid resetting. This is fine, actually. And now Armor just TP's back in. If they got TP, they can reset and come back here with full gold. Armor's going to go nuts. He still keeps his 100% win rate. That was a beautiful Lee Sin kick though from Elyoya to get 3 there. Reckless does manage to kill one, but he spent so much time killing in that they're just going to end the game off it. So, honestly, this was a very sad series. It was very dominant from Mad. I mean, 3-1. But, like, top and support just had grief these games, to be honest. So, I mean, it is sad to see. I think they played really well. I do want to see. I wonder if what the reactions are going to be as they walk to them now. But that was a playoff win for Mad. I think that was the one that forced G2 to be in the lower bracket. I think maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Like, do they walk up and greet them? I guess they don't anymore because of COVID, which is fair. But we're going to end the video here. I mean, it was a very, very sad series, to be honest. It's just Wonder and Mickey and thing. But, yeah, we'll end it here. And, yeah.